So I'm joined on Zoom by probably the biggest Irish success story of 2020. The song Fake Fine going platinum, a brand new single, The Hurt You Gave Me, all over radio at the moment. And Robert, just before we talk about the brand new single and plans for the future, like, I'm not going to say that I had anything to do with it, but I don't know if you know this, but I was the first person to play Fake Fine on the radio. So I believe you got a platinum disc recently, and I'm not saying that I deserve a part of it, but could I at least have a look at it? Like,
Of course, definitely. Here it is.
that is
It's
amazing.
actually like much bigger than you'd probably think. It's actually a
Yeah.
good size. I'm
Now,
a-
I
I'm
presume you're not like planning to take it out of the frame there and try to play it on your vinyl player or anything, are
No,
you?
I won't. Just in case. Just in case. No, I'll keep it enclosed for as long as possible.
Now, the
Uh,
thing I think I like about you and your story the most is like right now you're in your studio where you do all this work yourself, and you've been such a massive success on Instagram and TikTok, and especially I think in a lot of ways your song kind of was a very hopeful story, Fake Fine, in 2020, because I know when I was talking to you before, you said you had the song kind of in some kind of form, but when this all happened, it spurred it on even more. And I mean, it must be such a thrill to have that success out of what was pretty much a crap year.
yeah, I mean, I was just very lucky, I think. And, you know, I was only saying this to my wife before that, like I felt like every now and again I went through like a bad patch of being like, I'm gonna have to stop doing this. I'm gonna have
Mm.
to get a real job. I have a wife. I had a kid at the time. I have two kids now, but I had
Yeah.
one at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna have to pack it in. Like, I was just get really down about everything. But I kind of kept thinking of that kind of image of. Do you ever see it? It's like this guy who's like digging. It's like he's mining underground, and he's like he ends up stopping, and he's 2 feet away from like the
Oh
goal.
yeah.
Like that's what I kept kind of thinking. Like, what if I stop now and I'm literally 2 feet away from gold, but I was two
Yeah.
feet away from platinum. So
Yeah. Two
it
feet from
was
platinum. I think that's the name
yeah.
of the album, isn't it? I will get to talk about album plans, but I mean, again, I think that's something that people like about you so much is that you seem to be just without sounding, in any way condescending at all. Like you're a normal guy, you know what I
Oh,
mean? You're making
100%.
music. You're kind of like making music for the people is kind of how I see it. And even the brand new single, "The Hurt You Gave Me," it's something that we could all you relate to at one point in time.
Definitely, and that's what I kind of wanted. I wanted to be able to, you can't obviously go out and drink all night and kiss other strangers at the moment, but
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted to bring people back to that when you could, and kind of think
yeah,
of maybe to look forward to that or to bring you back to, because I think even though it's a heartbreak song, there is a bit of like, if you think back to that time compared to now, you'd probably prefer it, if you know what I mean. Like, you'd
yeah. You
probably
would. You're
prefer
right. Yeah.
to be heartbroken and be able to actually go out and meet people than like just be stuck at home and not being able to go anywhere. So that's kind of what I was aiming for with the song.
Yeah, it's kind of, I suppose, reflective of the past and aspirational for the
Yeah,
heartbreak that we're hoping we're all going to have again in the future.
yeah,
Great, it's a great title for a song, anyway. Another big part of your success is you're constantly uploading videos to Instagram and TikTok, and you do a lot of cover versions, and it just made me think like how because a lot of the time musicians and songwriters they don't want to do cover versions because it's not their own work, but at
yeah.
the same time I think if you are doing cover versions and you're constantly working, I mean, to use a phrase from a different discipline, do you feel like it keeps you match fit for when the inspiration does strike?
I do, and I think especially it's different now. I do remember the days when bands like wouldn't play covers because it kind of discredit, and then they were a cover band then and all this. But like I think with TikTok and stuff like that and Instagram, it's a different story. Do you know what I mean? It's
Mm,
not it's not the same. I'm not going out to a concert. Like if I was doing a show, I'm not going to go and play all the covers I did. I'm going to play
yeah,
my own songs, and that's why people know that. And I might throw in one or two covers that did well on TikTok or something. As just a bit of spice.
yeah,
So yeah, I do feel like it does keep you match fit, as you'd say. It's and like when it comes to writing your own songs, then they have to be as good as that.
mm,
They have to be as good as those songs. And I mean, I find even with TikTok and stuff, they love original music as well.
Mm,
You know, but obviously they do like the covers, and the covers do get you, you know, those extra followers, those extra views. But it's all for when you release your own song. You know,
mm.
you do get a lot of people who actually want to hear it and want your original music. Um, but it's just good. They just enjoy everything. They enjoy the covers. They enjoy the originals, and you're not labeled as,
Yeah.
you know, a cover act because you do covers anymore, which I think is great.
Yeah, it's revolutionized the whole music business really the last 12
Oh yeah,
months. So much has happened in the last 12 months, and it'll be interesting to see how
yeah,
it all shakes out once things return to normal,
yeah.
as we're all hoping they do. You mentioned an album as well. I didn't know whether or not to ask about whether there was an album on the way or not, but you're working towards that. Is it going to look like it's sometime in the summer or sometime after the summer, do you think?
It was originally going to be the end of this year, but we're thinking now the start of 2022, because we're hoping that everything will be somewhat back to normal, and then,
Mm,
you know, we can give it the proper push. You know, go to the radio stations properly. You know, go abroad if needs be to do promo, and, you know, not hopefully not have any limitations on the, you know, the push that we can give it.
yeah, God, no, I imagine that you will be doing a lot of traveling because Fake Fine, who wasn't there some big influencer in the States got behind it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a guy actually, Nash, did a feature on it, and he's
Wow.
massive. Like, especially in America, he's huge.
Yeah,
So I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of traveling. You know, I mean, I don't know what way America will be in 2022, but if I can at least go around Europe, I'd be happy enough. You know, I mean, obviously you'd be hoping that America will be okay, but
mm.
um, yeah, I mean, if I can just push it as much as I can, that's the plan without
That's
having
amazing
to.
thing as well about being able to
Yeah.
put stuff out on like social media is a lot of the time you can see exactly where your fans are, you know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
can, it's not kind of hit and hope. It's fairly targeted stuff. So, okay, so like album on the way, early 2022, touring. Did you say you're going to start gigging before the end of the year, is it, or next year?
yeah. Well, I have a headline show on the 5th of November in the Academy. That's the that's all for, like, well, you know, we don't know. There could be bits and pieces in around. You know, it'll all depend on how things open up. You know,
Yeah,
but there probably will be bits and pieces kind of here and there, but there's nothing
yeah,
guaranteed yet.
yeah,
You know, it'll probably be next year when actual touring
yeah.
happens. You
Well,
know, I
listen, if
mean,
you're going to playing for the Dubs, you better come down here and play in Cork as well,
oh,
like,
I'd
you know
love
what I
to,
mean? And keep us posted
100%.
here on Red FM,
Yeah,
and we'll be delighted to go and see it. Robert Grace, brand new single, The Hurt You Gave Me, is out right now. I'm very excited to see what you do in the future of the next 12 months and beyond. Robert Grace, thanks so much, man.
thanks a million. Thank you for having me.